afternoon. It's Gail Foley from Briargate Pond. I'm the happy hooper today. Today started out very strangely for a May day. We started out with icy rain that turned to snow, great big snowflakes, and now the sun is shining and it's like, whoa. The wind is still blowing quite fiercely, so I'm just going to stay inside. I'm so fortunate that I get to do that. Anyway, today I am just so excited to report that my granddaughter has passed her pre-test for her RN graduation coming up very, very soon. I am so proud of her and so excited for her. She's got one more test that she's studying for. So I said to her today, I said, you know, you need to celebrate this victory. She says, Grandma, I don't have time to celebrate this victory. She says, I got to get ready for the final for next Wednesday. But that's what I want to share with you, is the fact that we do that to ourselves. And for her, it's just a little window of time, just a week. But let me ask you, how many times have you hustled and worked towards a project that you were working on, and you had to get this project done, and there was a certain outcome that you expected, and it had to be a certain way, and you get done, you don't celebrate, you just go on to the next one? Well, in my learnings of late, I have been reminded that we need to celebrate every victory, no matter how big or how small. If we celebrate those victories, like I celebrate the sun because we haven't had much lately, when we celebrate those victories, it enables us to become re-energized, revitalized, and ready to rock and roll to the next one, to the next goal, to the next project. But if we don't, we literally will find ourselves burning out. Because if there's no reward at the end of the journey, whether it's a short journey, a long journey, whatever it is, if there's no reward, what the heck are we doing it for then? I don't care if you're in a job and your boss says, hey, I got to do this, you got to do this, and at the end of it, you turn in a report, you turn in your sales quota, whatever you do, and that boss doesn't honor you, you feel very defeated. I've been there. I actually had a boss that, oh my goodness, I had a boss that was a micromanager. I had never encountered this in all of my days of working. I had never encountered something that literally was breathing down my neck 24/7 when I was at the job. I'd been an independent sales rep. I'd been extraordinarily successful. I still have the magazine going, publishing 25 years later. But it was like I was this new person that didn't know anything. Well, she was the new person that didn't know anything. She was a second grade school teacher that somebody decided would make a great advertising director. She didn't understand the first thing, not the first thing about advertising. And yet here she was trying to tell us, who had been doing it for years successfully, how to do this. And because she didn't understand it, she gave us some very obtuse assignments. She didn't understand commissions. Now, if you're watching this, you may understand this, you may not, but let me share with you the fact that she didn't even want to learn how to understand it. In a lot of positions where it's sales, there's what's called a draw or a salary, and then after you reach a certain level of sales, then it bumps you up to an additional bonus, and it's based on a percentage of your sales, and that's part of the commission. That is a wonderful place for a salesperson to get to, not only for the salesperson, but for the company they represent, because that means they're out there hustling. They're doing a great job. They're not content for the status quo. She did not understand this. And so the minute she saw us getting close to that commission level, she would sabotage our productivity. Literally sabotage us. For example, my friend was just, she was just off the charts with selling to hotels and motels. She was just going like crazy. She tries to turn around and take that away from her and give it to me. Tells me that is now my category. And I disputed that. I said, no, you can't take that away from her because she's doing so well. You can't do that. We had a little bit of a disagreement. She says, fine, but you need to take over manufacturing from her. Here's what I need from you. She gives me this report to do. First of all, I'm new at this time in the town. I have not a clue. 2, that was not my expertise. 3, she had this terrible tendency to lose everything you gave her. You would spend a week doing a report and hand it in, and she would lose it. So she gave me this report to do. I was very, very angry. I did not like the woman. Did not like the way she treated everybody. Did not like the fact that she wasn't even trying to educate herself on what we did or how a newspaper ran. So I went ahead. I got the report done, but I didn't give it to her because I knew she'd lose it. Anyway, the day came, she asked for it. She got really nasty about it. She said, how many times do I have to ask you for that report? I said, first thing, you have never asked for it. You told me to do it. I have been waiting for you to ask me for it so that I could give it to you. I gave it to her. There was no thank you. There was no good job. There was no nothing. I just had no desire to sell anything for that newspaper again. I just said, I'll do the status quo. This is ridiculous. And that was pretty much what permeated the entire sales staff, because that was her way of managing. She never once celebrated us, what we did, or how fabulous we did. You know what she did? She beat us up for what we weren't doing, but no rewards for what we did do. And I think a lot of us do that personally. I think we're our own worst enemies. We don't celebrate our wins. We criticize ourselves because it wasn't a bigger win, or we didn't get it done soon enough, or we didn't do more. But you know what? I find that when I celebrate my little wins, it makes my big wins show up a lot faster. And you know what? Celebration doesn't have to be a massive reward. It can be something as simple as buying your favorite latte, because you can go in now, you've got that off your shoulders, you can go in, you sit down at your favorite coffee shop, you can order that huge, big latte, and you can sit down and you can relax and you can just sit back and go, wow, it's done. I did it. And it doesn't matter if someone else recognizes you, because you know you did a good job. But here's another thing I'll share with you, and I could go on forever. But anyway, what to me is really amazing about us humans is that I've had bosses that have tried to motivate through negativity. I don't know about you. That doesn't work for me. You can yell and you can scream at me all you want. What you'll do is you'll be watching the backside of me walking away from you. I don't work that way. You want to yell, you want to scream, you want to chastise, you want to criticize. You're going to have to employ someone else. I just don't do that. I had one boss that literally did that. That was his way, and everybody just cowered, and they were so afraid of him. And I just looked at him. I says, don't yell at me. I didn't create this problem. If you need to yell, you go find the person responsible to yell at, but I'm not accepting this from you. And he did. And he turned around, he went out, and he yelled and screamed to the person that was responsible, and she stood there and took it. And she did make a grave mistake, and I saw her make the mistake, and she wouldn't listen to me. She chose to do what she wanted to do because she thought she was right. She lost him thousands of dollars for a mistake that didn't have to happen, but she, artistic person, thought she knew better. Doesn't matter whether she deserved to be yelled at or not. There's better ways to handle that. She was mortified, but she cowered and she accepted that. You don't have to accept crap. Hello. Why would anybody accept being mistreated? You need to celebrate you. You need to celebrate people in your life. You just need to know that when you give positive reinforcement and a pat on the back and a smile and a hug and a high five and an attaboy, and you do all those things, it starts having a boomerang dominoes effect. It all goes around you and it comes back at you, and it just magnifies wonderfulness compared to negativeness. And when my granddaughter texted me this morning that she finally passed her test, I say finally, it was her second round. They had 3 times that they could go through this RN test and make the right score. Had she not gotten it, it would not have been totally a loss. She would have just had to take the semester over again. But it would really be nice if we go to the graduation ceremony at the end of this month and she really graduates. So that's a good thing. Which, wow, it's almost 2 weeks away. Anyway, when I mean, you could just feel the satisfaction and the relief and the wonderfulness that she felt having accomplished this. And so when you go out and you accomplish something, and the person that has given you that task maybe to accomplish that doesn't acknowledge it, doesn't reward it, go stand in front of the mirror and say, hey, good job. And then start looking for something else to do. There's no reason to be treated like that. Speaking of something else to do, if you ever wanted to do something that is just off the charts, fun and wonderful, click on the link next to me and just take a look. It is just, I'm here in my home today, all day. I get to see this weather changing. And I don't have to go out in it. I don't have to change from cold weather clothing into mediocre clothing for the mediocre weather, or suddenly don sunglasses because the sun's out. I get to sit right here and connect with people from all around the world from my computer. And I'm going to go celebrate that right now, because one of the things that I do every day to reward myself is these beautiful, they're dark chocolate covered blueberries. Very addictive. Ooh, I should be talking about that. Anyway, I'd love for you to have freedom in your life where you would get rewarded for your behavior in any way that your reward makes you feel special. I'm going to pass on a smile to you today and share with you that I'd love for you to be part of our movement that we hope to enlighten a whole huge world of people, to make people feel good about themselves, and then this world will start being a good place to be. Take care.